We're also joined tonight by the lovely Sheena Brady, who is the CEO of Tease Tea, and having experienced dynamic challenges and barriers throughout her personal life and career while falling in love with tea along the way, Sheena has combined passion and purpose with entrepreneurship. Tease Tea supports women around the world. Proceeds from every order supports organizations dedicated to empowering women. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, Sheena.
Such a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
And you're actually giving away a prize tonight. This prize right here on the table. And what is it exactly?
So we're giving away a collection of our bestsellers at Tease Tea. And all you have to do is follow Tease Tea on Instagram, make a comment on our latest post, and we will pick someone at random to win our top sellers, which is worth over $75.
Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much for
my pleasure.
Giving that away. Sheena, tell me about your story. And I know you've had some ups and downs along the way. You know, a little bit of a metamorphosis from the caterpillar into the butterfly. Tell me about your journey.
Definitely. So I went to Algonquin College and I graduated for hotel restaurant management. And this was, oh my goodness, over 10 years ago, a while ago. And so my dream was to open a restaurant. And I worked relentlessly to get closer and closer towards that goal. I spent 10 years in hospitality leadership. It led me to work in some incredible cities like New York, San Francisco. Finally ended up in Toronto to open up this beautiful hotel and open up their tea program. That's how I kind of fell in love with tea along the way, which is kind of like another side story to that. But throughout my hospitality career, I was miserable and I didn't even know it because I thought here I was living the dream. You know, I'm working in an industry that I went to school for, and I've got a great job at these high-profile hotels. I'm getting paid well to do what I'm doing, but I'm miserable. I'm sacrificing relationships with friends, family, loved ones, not even great relationships with my peers at work. And in the hospitality industry, you know, you work crazy hours and you're sacrificing nights, weekends, and holidays essentially to please strangers at the end of the day, right?
It's just not worth it.
No, and I don't want to discredit anybody who's working in the hospitality industry and loving it, but it wasn't for me. And what was interesting is that it took me 10 years to realize how miserable I was. And my misery caught up to me in about 2012 or 2013 when I got fired from that beautiful hotel in Toronto.
Was that your aha moment?
That was like, not at first. At first it was like denial, like how could this industry that I gave blood, sweat, and tears to make me feel disposable in an instant? It's not me, it's them. And then I realized, wait a minute, here I am fired from this job and I have nothing to show for it. You know, I had a failed relationship after 4 years that was off and on, struggling with relationships with my family, with friends, with everything. And so I knew it was time to hit reset. So with that, I'd started a tea company out of my condo in Toronto, a side hustle in every true sense of the word. It was just like blending herbs and teas and unique ingredients out of my condo, having people at work try it, having a few friends try it. It was nothing crazy, a couple dollars in sales, nothing crazy. But I knew that was a creative outlet that I was extremely passionate about, and I was it was unexpected to have that passion come into my mid-20s.
Did you expect that side hustle had potential to become a full-time career?
I did, and what's interesting about that is I knew it had potential, but I knew you need the key differentiator, and so that's kind of where the branding kind of came into place. And so I took passion, which is tea, purpose, which was empowering women and helping to help create a support system for others, and combine that through entrepreneurship. And that's Tease Tea to this day. So Tease Tea now is in 30 different countries. Our customers are literally all over the world. We've reached some incredible milestones. It's technically a side hustle, even though I lead a team of 7 people today. And I also work full-time at Shopify.
Wow.
Yes. So there is, it's still a side hustle, but I have to be careful with that word because there are people working for me who are helping move my side hustle to the next level every single day.
Sheena, we were talking earlier about the difficulties that female entrepreneurs specifically have with taking risk and with things like financial literacy, the fact that it's really not taught in school, things like negotiating your salary, for instance. What are your thoughts on some of the unique challenges that are faced by women? I know that you're doing something to address this issue with your company,
Definitely.
Which is wonderful.
Yeah, so with Tease Tea, we faced so many dynamic challenges through funding. My bank, I almost fired my bank, like I don't even know how many times. And at one point they got so frustrated with me asking for money all the time, they were giving me business cards to other banks. Like that's how hard it was to get funding. And I had purchase orders, I had a profitable company, I had everything that I thought looked good on paper. But what I found out is that I didn't know how to actually properly advocate for myself in a way that was financially literate, in a way that not only bankers could understand, but that they could also communicate to their underwriters who could also make sure they're checking those boxes, right? And so it took someone from BDC actually who came to my office in a kind of quick story. They sat down with me and they dissected my entire company. And they were like, what is your equity? Ask me all these things that sound pretty basic, but I'm not going to lie, I didn't know the answers. Like, how do I know what my equity is in my company? Like, what is the magic formula that determines that, right? But these were conversations I did not have with my bank previously, so no wonder I failed. So finally, after this woman took so much time to invest in me, she brought my case back to BDC and she said, I have great news. We have a loan for you, but I think you should go back to your original bank and talk to them now in the way that we've prepared you, because they can offer you likely better interest rates and better terms. And so the short of that whole story is I ended up doing that, and then literally overnight, I got a $50,000 line of credit and like 100% increase on my credit card. And like, it put so much pressure off my business. And I just learned that the financial literacy piece was a huge barrier for much longer than it should have been, probably about 4 years, to be honest.
Wow.
And I didn't even end up being a client of BDC, and now I'm a huge brand ambassador of BDC. That's to say.
So how are you leveraging your company, Tease Tea, to help other women entrepreneurs who are just starting out?
Great question. So this is a passion project I'm so excited about, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk about it. So with Tease Tea, we design tea blends to help empower your goals and desires. So we like to think, however you're feeling, we have a tea to complement that. At the same time, you're empowering women around the world. As you mentioned earlier, we donate a portion of proceeds to organizations dedicated to women's empowerment. This passion project that stemmed from that is called the Tease Tea Founders Fund. With the unique challenges that I've faced as a women entrepreneur that I learned are actually not that unique at all once I've spoken to other women entrepreneurs.
They're not unique from country to country? Or?
They're not unique from women to women.
Okay.
And so many reasons: the financial literacy piece, women not knowing how to advocate for themselves with confidence, women not knowing how to approach these conversations with venture capitalists.
You were once one of those women too.
Absolutely. And so with Tease Tea, we've created the Tease Tea Founders Fund, and it's a founders fund for Canadian women identifying entrepreneurs. And we specifically want to highlight marginalized folks or women who come from unique challenges and different barriers and different backgrounds and have access to funding, community, and mentorship. And so we are taking other successful entrepreneurs and saying, what are you doing to pay your success forward? And so with that, we've brought together 5 other founders, and we've raised over $20,000 in non-repayable funding for women-led ventures, and applications open April 9th. But even more important than that, the access of funding is super important, but what about the ongoing mentorship and community? And so we're also providing that. Every single applicant, even if you don't end up with funding at the end as a finalist, you will get mentorship and you will get specific, clear feedback on your application.
That's amazing. So how do you apply?
Yes, so you can go to the teaseteafoundersfund.com. You can easily just go to our Instagram page as well to learn more information. Join our wait list, and applications are opening next Tuesday, which is very exciting.
So is it a rolling deadline, or?
So applications open April 9th, and then they close May 2nd. And then from there, we have about 3 weeks. We have a selection committee that are going to go through all the applicants, narrow them down to our finalists, and then it'll be a combination of both peer voting, so having your own loyal brand followers vote for you, in addition to having our judges or our selection committee be a part of the voting process.
This is amazing. I haven't come across many programs like this.
There aren't enough. There aren't nearly enough. Like, even the government had this huge program to fund women called the Women Entrepreneurship Strategy, and they got flooded with over 3,000 applications. Like, they did not expect to get that many, and they thought they were going to be able to go through those applications in a month, and it took them, I think, like over 3 months. And I think that that's just a true testament of how much serious lack of funding there is. That isn't there for women.
And yet the drive is there, the initiative is there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.